from Campesano Equestrian. I am a U.S. Dressage Federation silver medalist. I've competed through Intermediaire, trained multiple horses to FEI, and I run a business here in Northern California. And like many of you, we're finding that all of a sudden we have to be able to get information to our students in some different ways. And I know that many people are finding that even their barns are limiting their access to go out and ride. People have limited access to their instructors, including my students. And I want to be able to help you guys. So one of the questions that somebody came up with to me was, are there ways that I can work on my riding when I can't go out and ride my horse? And absolutely, there's tons of different ways. So I'm going to show you, this is our in-barn biomechanics studio, and I've come up with lots of different exercises and simulations that help riders to work on finding the alignment through their body through the course of movement and to tap into the right muscles that we need to activate and the tone that we need to activate in order to ride well. And so I want to show you guys a couple of quick things today that will just take you a few minutes. I hope that you're staying well and you're staying healthy, and if this gives you some time to continue to work on your riding, that's awesome. If it also gives you a distraction and something to do while you're inside and needing to take your mind off of some of the stresses, that's even better. So let me give you a real quick little shim for a pad. Not sure we need that. I'm going to give you guys a quick exercise right here that has to do with helping you find how to engage and to move your seat bones. When we ride at the walk, the trot, and the canter, the horse's back is moving up and forward, and also it's doing these side-to-side motions, right? So we have to be able to go with that motion while keeping our upper body stacked and balanced over the horse. So this is going to tap into using the lower abdominal muscles to help you to move your seat bones. So I'm going to show you the exercise in its most basic form. I'm going to scooch back on my mat, and I'm going to keep my chest maybe this way, and then that way you guys can see from the side, and then I'll also show you from the front. Okay, so I've got myself positioned in this way. My toes are slightly up, so I have a little bit of gentle tone across the top of my calves. In the same way, I'm not forcing my toes way up and shoving my heels down. It's just a gentle amount of tone and flexion. And I'm sitting up on those seat bones. I'm going to put my arms out in front of me, and then I'm going to start to walk my seat bones. I'm going to be tapping into those lower abdominal muscles and my glutes and start walking my seat bones forward. Okay? Now, there's a couple things that I want to keep in mind here as I'm doing that. And now I'll turn to the front so I can show you. Many riders find that they fall into one of two categories, that they are riders who either pinch with their knee or they tend to allow their thighs to be too soft on the horse, right? And that tends to go along with being a little slouched in your back. Pinching knees has a tendency to go along with being too arched and tight in your back. But either way, we want to find that happy medium. So if you're a rider whose thighs tend to roll off your horse excessively, one of the things, and you find that as you're trying to do this, your thighs keep wanting to come away, or you're not able to keep the tone of the inside of your thigh, you can place a soft ball between your knees and do the same exercise. Now that I'm facing you, I want you guys to see that I'm working. You can do this in front of a mirror at home. Is a really great place to do it. So I'm going to work on keeping my shoulders fairly level. What I'm not doing is rocking back and forth to move my seat bones, right? I'm picking those seat bones up and scooching them forward while trying to keep my shoulders fairly level, right? That's one way of doing this. If you are somebody who has a challenge with keeping that inner thigh tone. If you're somebody who tends to be too tight and gripping and pinch at your knee, you'll notice because you have lower legs this way. The other thing you can do if you have one of these like mini loop bands, glute bands, is to put this way. Just above your knees, about midway up your thigh. And you are going to work on the external rotator muscles in your legs, the ones that help hold your thigh away. And these tie into the back of your glutes. You'll put just a little tone. You're not stretching the band way out. You're just putting a little tone in the band. Okay, and one of the things I'm watching for in myself here too is are my knees lined up with my hips and my shoulders, like I'm not off to the side, not slouching or tipping. I'm keeping those joints lined up, okay? And then, as I got that outward tone on my band, I'm also scooching myself forward. I actually execute this exercise better when I do that, because that's something that I need when I ride, okay? So that's an interesting piece of information, and you might find the same thing if you try those different possibilities. If you don't have a mini loop band, but you have a resistance band, you could probably take it and then tie it at the side, and that will give you that same type of an effect. But that's a really quick little exercise that you can play with that will help you start working on some of the muscles that you would use in your sitting trot, or canter, or walk. Okay? And in a moment, tap into another video, I will show you an exercise to work on some of your posting trot dynamics. Bye guys.